Hello, this is Miss Briscoe here. So these are going to be the notes that you're going to need to have printed out for today's lesson. And as you can see, our learning goal is I can make reasonable estimates of fraction sums and differences. I want you to take a minute and think about that learning goal and what does it mean. So reasonable estimates. Estimates we know is rounding, where you are trying to find a number close enough to an exact number, but it's not the exact number. It's a quick way in your head or on paper of checking of how close the exact number is going to be. And so we're going to make reasonable estimates. So we're going to be rounding fraction sums and differences. So that means that we're going to be learning about fractions, and sums are when you add fractions and differences are when you subtract them. So we're going to be finding the estimates of the addition and subtraction of fractions. So you can find reasonable estimates by rounding fractions to benchmark numbers. Now these benchmarks for fractions are going to be below, and so what you're going to have to do is you're going to want to write those in your notes. So benchmarks for fractions are 0, 1/2, and 1/2. Those are going to be benchmarks, and you could continue to go with benchmarks. You could do 1 and 1/2. You could do 2, 2 and 1/2, 3, and you could just keep going with that pattern. And that's when you're rounding. Normally when we round to a whole number or place value. Well, with fractions, you're rounding to the half or the whole. And so you can see that pattern there. So we're going to go down and see that there's one way to estimate fractions is to use a number line. You can use that number line with any fraction to find the benchmarks that it's closest to. So we're going to practice this one. And so we're going to do 5/6. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put 5/6 on a number line. We need to make a number line that's going to show us where 5/6 is. So here's my number line. The first thing that you want to do is you want to place your benchmark numbers on that number line. So if you can see, this is my number line and it goes all the way up to 1. 1/2 is completely in the middle of the number line. So now I need to see up here is I need to make my number line into 6 even spots, because on a fraction, this bottom number is what tells you how many equal pieces it's divided into. So that means between 0 and 1, I need to have 6 equal pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and divide my number line into 6 equal pieces. So I have 1 equal piece, 2 equal pieces, 3 equal pieces, 4 equal pieces, 5 equal pieces, and 6 equal pieces. So now I need to label them. So all of my fractions are going to have a 6 at the bottom of them. And I'm going to go ahead, and I know that when a fraction has the same number on top as the bottom, it's 1. And I'm going to go down from there. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So what I want you to go ahead and do is go ahead and pause the video and make sure that you have all of your notes caught up to this point. Okay, so hopefully you've paused the video and you've completed your notes. So as you can see, we've divided it into 6 equal places. So now what we have to do is we need to find out where 5/6 is. And so 5/6 is right here. Okay, this is our 5/6 mark. Is 5/6 closest to 1 or 1/2? Well, as you can see, it's only one jump away from 1/2, but it's 2 spaces away, or sorry, it's only 1 space away from 1, but it's 2 spaces away for 1/2. So that means that 5/6 is going to be rounded to 1/2. So 1/2. Okay? So now what I want to do is I want to figure out what my next number is going to be. So I'm going to have 1/4. Okay, so that's my second number that's going to be in my equation. So I need to create a number line for 1/4. So again, I set up my number line with my benchmarks. And then I'm going to need to write in, I need to divide my number line into 4 equal places because my bottom number line fraction tells me how many equal pieces my whole is. So as you can see, I've divided my number line into 4 equal pieces. So I'm going to write fourths. So I start with 4 out of 4 is 1, 3/4, 2/4, 1/4, and 0/4. Okay. So now I need to find 1/4 on my number line. So 1/4 on my number line is right here. Well, this is an instance that you sometimes will have. So 1/4 is 1 jump away from 0 and 1 jump away from 1/2. So in this case, you could go either way. I'm going to go with 1/2. So I'm going to round 1/4 to 1/2. So now I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to have 1 minus 1/2. Go ahead and pause the video. Go ahead and complete that number line. Okay, so now we know that 1 and 1/2, and I know that if I have 1 whole and I take away half, so you could even draw a picture. This is my 1 whole, and I'm going to take away half of it. I still have 1/2 left. So 1 whole subtract 1/2 equals 1/2. So if I were to estimate 5/6 minus 1/4, estimating, it would be 1/2. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 fractions to try, and I want you to draw out the number line on the paper. You can get a scratch piece of paper, and you're going to try subtracting them. So I would like for you to do 5/7 minus 2/6. So I would like for you to estimate 5/7 minus 2/6 and using the number line method. So go ahead and pause the video and try that out. Okay, so hopefully you paused the video and you tried it out. I'm going to do it really quickly with you to make sure that you received the same answer as we did. So I'm going to draw my 2 number lines here because I need a number line for my 5/7 and I need a number line for my 2/6. So I'm putting in my benchmarks. Okay, my first one, I need to divide it into 7 equal pieces. So this would be 7/7, 6/7, 5/7, 4/7, 3/7, 2/7, 1/7, and 0/7. And if you see, I've tried to space my spaces out as equally as possible. So if I'm looking at 5/7, again, I would say closer to 1. So 5/7 is going to round to 1. And then I'm going to do my 2/6 down here. So I need to divide this number line into 6s. So I have 0/6, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 7/6. So 2/6 is right here. I'm going to say it's closest to 1/2. So I have 1 minus 1/2, and that's again going to equal 1/2. So I did it in a short space here, but you can go ahead and pause the video and see what I did and make sure that yours was correct. So there is one other way that you can estimate fractions, and that is by using mental math. So when we think of mental math, any fraction that has the same number on top as the bottom equals 1. So 4/4 equals 1, 7/7 equals 1. So when I'm looking at a fraction, and let's say my fraction is 6/7. This 6 is awfully close to 1. It's only 1 number away from 7. So that means that if I just had one more number up here that equaled 7, over 7, it would be really close to 1. So I could round that to 1. And I know that if I had 1 out of 6, well, that's really, really far away from 6 out of 6. It's really far away from 1 whole. So I would probably round this to 0 using mental math. And if I had something like 2/4, well, I know that 2 is half of 4. Well, that's going to be really close to the middle of 4. So that could be rounded to 1/2. So that is a way that you could do mental math. So I would like for you to try doing 8/9 minus 2/8 and tell me what you have. Go ahead and pause the video and try that. Okay, so hopefully you paused the lesson. So if I go 8/9, I can tell, well, 8 is really close to 9, so that's really close to a whole. So 8 would be rounded to 1. And I have 2/8. Well, 2 is really far away from 8, and it's not even close to half of 8, so that would be about 0. So I'm going to estimate that 8/9 minus 2/8 equals 1. All right, guys, good job. You can replay this video as much as you want. You can pause it and go ahead and complete your notes, and then you can complete the rest of the lesson and assignments for today.